Italy is most loved surely for its fantastic pizza, but Italian cuisine is much more than that. From irresistible silky carbonaras to more traditional dishes like Saltimbocca alla romana. We take a look at 5 Italian classics. Spaghetti carbonara in Italy, a must-try of course, and surprisingly simple too. Consisting of spaghetti, cured guanciale, pecorino cheese, eggs, and pepper. First off, the pecorino is finely grated. Then it's over to the guanciale, but this isn't any old bacon.
Il guanciale deve essere stagionato almeno per 90 giorni. Per questo si usa il guanciale perché è molto più saporito di una pancetta o di un bacon.
The air-dried guanciale is cubed and placed in a dry, preheated cast iron pan until crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. While the guanciale rests, we tend to the eggs. Traditionally, only the yolks are used, beaten until smooth. When the spaghetti is al dente, with a little bite to it, it is tossed in the rendered guanciale fat with a splash of pasta water. Then the eggs are added. Finally, it's given a good mix, gradually integrating the grated pecorino for that trademark creaminess. Now all that's missing is the crispy guanciale, and our carbonara is ready to serve. But if it's rice you're craving, you can't miss the classic risotto alla Milanese.
Risotto alla Milanese è un piatto relativamente semplice, ma nello stesso tempo complesso.
The saffron risotto is typical of Milan in Italy's north. It's made from the following.
Il riso carnaroli, parmigiano reggiano, del burro, del vino bianco e le verdure e carne di manzo per fare il brodo.
The carnaroli is fried with the onions before deglazing with white wine. The broth is then gradually added, ladle by ladle. A risotto takes time.
È un slow food, infatti proprio per questo la filosofia anni 60, perché una volta non si correva così tanto. Cioè noi siamo proprio in questa realtà per far capire che i prodotti, la cucina ha bisogno dei suoi tempi. Mancano pochi minuti e aggiungiamo lo zafferano.
Then everything is set in motion. All'onda, literally on the wave. Glossy, silky, al dente, risotto alla Milanese. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. That includes luxurious eating. Saltimbocca alla romana is one of the city's most popular mains.
Saltimbocca perché è talmente buono che salta in bocca. Non c'è bisogno neanche di prenderlo con la forchetta.
The prosciutto-wrapped veal escalope is a minimalistic dish.
Gli ingredienti sono prosciutto, carne di vitella, burro, sale, salvia, olio, farina, vino bianco e stuzzicadenti.
It all starts with the perfect cut. Chef Elio Mariani takes us next door to the butcher's shop.
La carne di vitella di ottima qualità è importantissima per la riuscita del piatto. Allora, andiamo a prendere la carne di vitella.
Now it's time for the sage. It's sprinkled on top, giving the meat its signature flavour. Then it's topped with a slice of air-dried prosciutto and neatly held together with toothpicks. That keeps the saltimbocca together as it's lightly coated in flour. The flour binds the juices during the frying process.
Andiamo a posizionare le fettine di carne.
The saltimbocca is fried in hot butter fat before being deglazed with white wine. Finally, the toothpicks are removed for plating.
Buon appetito!
For dessert, we have Tuscan cantuccini. The notoriously dry biscotti is often misunderstood and certainly comes with a fine print. But first, the ingredients. Eggs, flour, sugar, almonds and/or pine nuts.
First of all, we get the flour. We put it a certain amount on the table. Then we have the egg. Now we can add sugar. And then we proceed to mixed up together. So we had the nuts. We prefer to put the whole almonds and pine nuts. We make the loaves with the hand, by hand, one by one.
Carlotta Moccali's loaves are placed in the oven to bake. After the first round, they're cut and baked again. This makes them crisp and helps preserve them. They can be enjoyed with a glass of dessert wine, so-called Vin Santo.
And then we get a biscuit.
Okay.
Okay, take yours.
Too.
And then you put it in, you just dip it a little bit, and then you eat it. In this way, it is softer and it will be very grateful too.
Oh, perfect.
If you prefer, a real Italian espresso goes just as well with this crunchy treat. It should be hot and strong. That's the motto, especially in Italy's unofficial coffee capital, Trieste, in the northeast.
Our citizens are not properly a coffee expert, but do drink coffee every day. So they can have an espresso every morning in a bar. That's what we do every day.
So, what's the proper way to drink it?
You can drink it slowly, or maybe you can spray just a bit of liquid on your tongue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a technician way to define the quality of coffee. Yeah.
Oh, it's strong.
Espresso's powerful aroma comes from the way it's roasted. But choosing the right variety of coffee bean is essential too.
This is a mix of the two main coffee species. So we have a 60% of Arabica and 40% of Robusta.
Per capita, the Triestini are said to drink around 1,500 cups of coffee a year. That's twice the national average. So, whatever they're doing to their coffee, it's certainly working.